All right, everyone. So today we're jumping back into just in time for a minute. So this will be just in time 11.1. And so this is kind of like the lead in to the calculus section 3.1 that we'll do Monday. Okay. So this one is looking at difference quotients. And so the difference quotient for any function is going to be this formula. It's f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. Okay, so anytime you're asked to find the difference quotient, you just need to take your function and plug it into this formula. Okay, so we'll do a couple of examples. So we'll find the difference quotient for our function 2x squared minus 7, or 2x squared minus 8x. So we plug it in, so our difference quotient formula is f of x plus h minus f of x over h. So we plug our function into that. So we do f here. Let's do this. It's 2x plus h squared minus 8x plus h. Okay, so all of that is our f of x plus h. And then minus 2x squared minus 8x. So then our original function. Something to be careful of. When we go to do this negative here, it's minus the whole function. So you have to make sure that gets distributed. So if you want to first write this function with parentheses around it and then do the distribution in another step, that's fine. But either way, you need to make sure you distribute it. And then all of this is over h. Okay, so now here we'll expand the first one out. So we get 2 times x squared plus 2xh plus h squared minus 8x minus 8h. Okay, so I expanded our 2x plus h squared out and then distributed my negative 8 to my x plus h. Okay, and then we'll distribute this negative to the other side. So we get minus 2x squared plus 8x. Okay, that comes from distributing our negative there. Again, that's all over h. Okay, so then we'll distribute this 2x squared plus 4xh plus 2h squared minus 8x minus 8h minus 2x squared plus 8x. Okay, so anytime you're doing these difference quotients, we're looking for things to cancel. So a lot of times you'll have to expand everything out, and then you should be able to cancel a lot of stuff. Okay, so like we've got a 2x squared here and a minus 2x squared. We've got a negative 8x and a positive 8x. Okay, and so then what we're left with is 4xh plus 2h squared minus 8h, all divided by h. Okay, when you're doing these, especially when you've got a polynomial, your goal is really to cancel this original h that we're given somehow. Okay, so what we do is we go and cancel, and in this step, you should have, well, after you cancel in this step, you get this step, which should have an h in every term. If you get down to this step and don't have an h in every term, you need to go check your step before this. Because once we have an h in every term, I can factor that h out. And so we get h times 4x plus 2h minus 8. All of that's still over h. So that's equal to 4x plus 2h minus 8. And that's our difference quotient. Okay. So we still have an h at the end, but our goal is to cancel. Typically, your goal is going to be to cancel that h in the original denominator. Okay. And you do that, you just expand everything out, see what cancels, and you should get it down to this form. All right, we'll do another example. So sometimes it won't necessarily be a polynomial. Okay, but we can still find the difference quotient. So it's f of x plus h minus f of x over h. So we get square root of x plus h plus 1 minus square root of x plus 1 over h. Okay, and again, our goal is to try to cancel this h somehow. So what we'll do is we'll take and multiply by the conjugate and see if we can get something that'll work out so we can cancel. We multiply by our conjugate. Okay, and so then we're left with x plus h plus 1 minus x plus 1 over h times root x plus h plus 1 plus root x plus 1. Okay, so then our x's cancel because we distribute this negative, and the 1's cancel. So we're left with h over h times x plus h plus 1 plus root x plus 1. My h's will cancel, and I'm left with 1 over root x plus h plus 1 plus root x plus 1. All right, so that's 2 examples. And generally any other function you're given is going to follow that same basic format. Okay, and so we'll practice some more in class on Thursday.